Eviction is a legal process in which both tenants and landlords have rights and responsibilities. In New Mexico, there are 4 different reasons why a landlord can evict a tenant. Non-payment of rent. A material lease violation, meaning violations of the lease. A substantial lease violation, meaning something more serious. Not leaving at the end of the lease term, if 30 days' notice was given. The landlord can't evict a tenant for any other reason, like for minor lease violations or if the property is sold to another owner. When either of the 4 qualifying conditions exist, the landlord needs to notify the tenant in writing that they could be evicted. This starts the formal eviction process, a set of rules the landlord has to follow to remove a tenant from the unit. They can't just kick the tenant out or lock the doors. Non-payment of rent. For cases where the tenant is being evicted for not paying rent, the landlord needs to give the tenant 3 days to pay all of the overdue rent and any late fees. If the tenant does not pay, the landlord can then file an eviction in court. This 3 days timer starts the first calendar day after they receive the notice. This is how timing works for all the notices we talk about in this video. Material lease violations. For material lease violations, the landlord has to serve a written notice to the tenant telling them that they are violating the lease. If there is another lease violation within 6 months, the landlord can just send notice the lease will terminate within 7 days, then file an eviction case. Substantial lease violations. For substantial lease violations, the landlord serves a notice to the tenant, saying that they need to leave within 3 days. They don't need to give the tenant a chance to fix the problem. They can file a lawsuit after those 3 days. End of lease term. To end a tenancy at the end of the lease term, the landlord needs to give the tenant at least 30 days' notice the lease will terminate. Thanks for watching. For more information, contact the state court in your county.